I just got to try the new Rayban Meta Display at Meta Connect. These are going to be my first impressions of my hands-on demo. Now, most of you already got to see Mark Zuckerberg's live demo during Meta Connect, but this was my actual experience with the hands-on. So first I want to talk about the quality of the display, because that's what's really new in these glasses compared to any of the other glasses that Meta has put out before. The quality of the display in the glasses are pretty good quality. Like, it looks really good. Even when I was looking at really bright lights during this demo, I could still see the clarity of what was on the screen really well. It's 42 pixels per degree, which makes the visuals look really sharp and very crisp. What's interesting about the display is like it's very visible when you're focusing on it, but at the same time it's still transparent. So these really are truly like augmented reality type of glasses where you can see through the display while still being able to see images overlaid in your real environment. The next key thing here is really the neural band. Wearing it was actually really light and it was quite small. There are different sizes. I think there's about 3 different sizes, so you have to make sure you get the right size for your wrist, but it was not at all like intrusive in any way. It was very like light and you hardly felt it while using it. Actually, the controls on this was really impressive. I know during the keynote and the live demo there was a few like snags, but my experience with actually trying out the live demo was pretty smooth after we got my wrist size properly for the wristband. Okay, so the first part of the demo was in this like cloud looking room where we got to try out the camera feature. So to be able to like move backwards in your menu, you would just press your thumb and your middle finger together, and you don't have to do it in front of the camera. You could actually do it like I tried doing this while I had my hand on the side, etc., and it just worked so smoothly. And my favorite feature of taking photos and videos in these glasses were actually the zooming feature. It is so sleek. I just love the user interactions that you got to do. So pretty much like you just take your hand like this, like you're doing the OK sign, and then you pretend to be turning a knob. So you would just turn the knob to the left to zoom out, and then turn to the right to zoom in, which was really cool. The other thing that's really cool is actually being able to see exactly what you're taking a video or image of. Here's a few of the images I got to take in this beautiful cloud room. The next part of the demo was in a room where we got to try out the live captioning. The really cool part of this is that it only captures like captions the audio of the person that's talking in front of you. So there was 2 of them, one in front of me and one to the right, and while like the person in front of me was talking, the person to the right was also, or to my left was also talking, but it would only close caption the person that was standing right in front of me who I was looking directly at. Interestingly enough, when I did turn to my left to look at the other guy who was a little bit further away, probably, I don't know, quite a distance away from me in the room, when I looked at him and he was talking, it did start captioning what he was saying, and I found that really fascinating because he was pretty far, so the microphone on these things must be pretty good. That's so cool. That's crazy how good the microphone is. It's hearing you from all the way over here. You're so far. The third room was a music room, where we got to try out the audio sound quality in these. Now, while I was trying out this demo, this was during the Meta Connect after party, and actually Diplo was performing live, and he was dropping the bass, so the room was actually shaking where I was doing the demo. Anyway, when I was doing this demo, like even with Diplo like performing so loudly just outside of where I was doing the demo, I was still able to hear the audio really well. I think the audio quality on these are pretty phenomenal. The cool thing about this is that you can now change the audio volume of your music in the same gesture that you would use for zooming in and zooming out to photos, which is just turning to the imaginary knob to the left if you're lowering your volume, or turning it to the right if you're increasing the volume. You can also, of course, see in the display, like you'd be able to see like what the song is. You'd be able to pause, skip to the next song, etc. One thing I found really fascinating actually about the whole entire demo was just how intuitive the controls are. Like, this really takes things to the next level to not have to like touch your glasses or do voice controls, your input system now into your glasses is so discreet with like just being able to do these micro gestures using their neural band. For example, you would, to be able to swipe to the right or the left, you would just swipe right with your thumb or swipe left with your thumb. You could also go up by flicking it up or like pulling down with your thumb to move down. To select, you would just pinch your index finger and your thumb, or to go back, you would pinch your middle finger and your thumb. Yeah, and I again, just the controls felt so intuitive, and I did try it. Like I said, I tried it with having my hand to my side where it wasn't in front of me, and you was able to pick it up perfectly fine. Now, the last part of the demo was trying AI. AI has worked in the current Rayban Metas, so we were able to ask things like, tell me about this artwork, etc. The only difference in this is now not only are you hearing the answer from AI, but it's actually showing up on the screen what the answer is, and sometimes it even has a little image to accompany the answer. The price point is $7.99 for both the glasses and the band, which is actually not that bad. That's a very affordable price point, so I was pretty impressed. It weighs 69 grams, apparently like about 20 grams higher than the current Ray-Ban Metas. So for me, like, you could definitely, like, the stems on these glasses are definitely a bit thicker, and that's noticeable. The weight itself didn't, like, while it was 20 grams heavier, it did not feel like it was like weighing me down, but I was pretty into the demo. The case for the battery case for these glasses is so cool. So they actually compress completely. I was not able to try this out. They collapse, which I think is great, saves you some space. And it says that it supports 6 hours of mixed use and up to 30 hours with charging case. They will come in 2 colors, which is black and sand, in 2 frame sizes, standard and large. For those wondering, I generally use the standard size frame. The display is only on one lens, so it's on your right one. So if you were thinking that you wanted to like watch movies or something on this, these are not the glasses for that. The use case is very practical. Also, actually, during my demo, I was able to see navigation on it. That was so cool. Like, it was just up on my screen, and you could just see like the map was kind of 3D, and that looked really cool. That's going to be so helpful for when you're just trying to get to places. I mean, there's so many things that I could see myself using this for in a day-to-day capacity. The neural bands themselves, it has 18 hours of battery life, and it is water resistant. These launch on September 30th, so just a couple of weeks from now, and I'm definitely going to get them, and I'm going to do a full in-depth review, and I can't wait to talk about all of the new like features that they have in them. So make sure you're subscribed to see more, and let me know in the comments if you want to see like a vlog of my experience going to Meta Connect. I have quite a bit of footage, so thank you, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.